Ladies and gentlemen, archivist here. Stop looking at the Federal Reserve. Stop looking at the Consumer Price Index. Stop listening to the talking heads on CNBC telling you that a soft landing is imminent. They are watching a puppet show while the theater is burning down. If you want to understand why your currency is about to dissolve, you must look at the mud. Specifically, the mud in Papua. Indonesia, 4 hours ago, a document was signed that effectively decapitated the global energy transition. It is not a policy paper. It is a force majeure declaration. The mainstream media is burying this. They are calling it a supply disruption. That is a lie. This is a structural amputation of the global economy. Here is the truth. The Grasberg mine, the second largest copper reserve and the single largest gold reserve on the face of the earth, has suffered a catastrophic failure. This is the heartbeat of the modern industrial complex. And as of this morning, it has flatlined. We are not talking about a delay. We are talking about a total paralysis of the supply chain that feeds everything from your iPhone to the guidance systems of cruise missiles. While the herd is distracted by the stock market ticking up 0.5%, the physical foundation of the world is crumbling. This is the dissection of the copper kill switch. Let us look at the forensic data. The numbers do not care about your political affiliation or your investment portfolio. They only care about physics. Freeport-McMoRan has officially declared force majeure. For the uninitiated, this is the legal burn notice. It means they are telling their customers, the largest smelters in China and Japan, that the contracts are void. They are not shipping the metal because they physically cannot extract it. The initial damage assessment is terrifying. We are looking at a projected production collapse of 35% for the fiscal year 2026. Let me translate that into absolute violence for your bank account. Grasberg does not just produce copper, it produces the concentrate required to keep smelters running. Without this specific grade of ore, the smelters in Asia stop. When the smelters stop, the copper cathode supply dries up. When cathode dries up, the wire manufacturers in Germany and South Korea shut down. We are staring at a $4 billion hole in the global ledger that opened up overnight. But it gets worse. Look at the Shanghai Gold Exchange. While the paper traders in New York are playing games, the physical buyers in Shanghai are paying a premium of $11 over the spot price for silver. Do you understand what an $11 premium means? It means the arbitrage is broken. In a functioning market, banks would buy bullion in London and fly it to Shanghai to pocket the difference. They are not doing it because the vaults in London are empty. The data from COMEX confirms this. The registered silver inventory, the metal that is actually available for delivery, has plunged by nearly 7% in a matter of days. The West is trading paper claims on metal that does not exist. The East is paying cash for every ounce of physical metal they can get their hands on. This is not a market fluctuation. This is a bank run on the periodic table. This brings us to the war thesis. We are witnessing the clearing of the decks. The global powers are moving from a just-in-time economy to a just-in-case survival mode. The collapse of Grasberg is not an isolated incident. It is the first domino in a synchronized demolition of the global supply chain. Let us count the casualties. 1. The copper arteries are severed. It is not just Indonesia. Look at Peru. The Las Bambas mine, responsible for 2% of the entire world's copper, is under siege. The local communities have cut off the logistics routes. They are holding the metal hostage. Simultaneously, in Australia, the floods in Queensland have forced Glencore to declare force majeure on the rail lines servicing Mount Isa. Do you see the pattern? Indonesia, Peru, Australia. The 3 pillars of global mineral supply are failing at the exact same moment. This is a supply shock that no amount of money printing can fix. You cannot print copper ore to the logistics trap. Maersk has announced they are sending ships back into the Red Sea. This is a suicide mission. The insurance premiums for these voyages have just hit $1.5 million per hull. This is a trap. The moment one of those vessels is struck by a drone or a missile, the entire route will close permanently. The cost to ship a 40-foot container from Shanghai to Rotterdam is about to hit $10,000. That is an inflation tax that will be passed directly to you. Jai. 3. The energy stranglehold. While the mines are collapsing, the refineries are burning, Ukrainian drones are hammering Russian energy infrastructure, specifically the Ryazan and Ilsky refineries. This removes refined diesel from the global market. How do you think the mining trucks in Chile or the excavators in Nevada run? They run on diesel. If the price of diesel spikes because Russian refineries are offline, the cost of mining the little gold and copper we have left skyrockets. This is the feedback loop from hell. Higher energy costs lead to lower mining output. Lower mining output leads to scarcity. Scarcity leads to hyperinflation. So, who is the bag holder? Who is going to pay for this $4 billion deficit in copper and the $11 premium on silver? It will not be the miners. They will sell every ounce they have to the highest bidder in Beijing or New Delhi. It will not be the insiders. They have been hoarding physical gold since it crossed $4,600. The bag holder is the Western green energy narrative and the institutions that bet on it. Think about Volkswagen. Think about Siemens. Think about Tesla. These companies have built their entire future on the assumption of cheap, abundant copper and silver. An electric vehicle uses 4 times as much copper as a gas car. Solar panels are essentially silver mirrors. When Freeport-McMoRan declares force majeure, Tesla's gigafactory in Austin effectively enters cardiac arrest. They cannot build the cars without the wire. But the real victims are the pension funds. Look at the ESG funds managed by BlackRock or Vanguard. They are overweight on tech and green energy stocks. They are holding the paper equity of companies that are about to hit a brick wall of physical scarcity. When Apple cannot get enough silver paste for its circuit boards, or when General Electric cannot source copper for its wind turbines, their earnings will collapse. And who holds those stocks? You do. Through your 401k, through your sovereign wealth fund, through your insurance policy. The European Central Bank and the Federal Reserve are trapped. They cannot cut interest rates because inflation is about to explode due to these supply shocks. But they cannot raise rates because the bond market is already screaming, with the 10-year yield spiking as investors flee. Jai. They are going to sacrifice the currency to save the bond market. They will let inflation run hot. They will let the cost of your groceries and your electronics double just to keep the government solvent. You are the collateral damage in a resource war you did not even know was being fought. The protocol, the time for speculation is over. The time for accumulation is now. This is the resource denial protocol. We are moving into an era of unobtainium. It does not matter how many US dollars you have if the seller refuses to take them. Rule number 1, front run the industrial panic. The industrial giants are about to panic buy. They will scramble to secure copper and silver at any price. You need to own the producers that operate in safe jurisdictions. Forget the penny stocks. Look at the titans that will survive. The resource nationalism. Look at Southern Copper, SCCO. They have massive reserves in Mexico and Peru, but they have the capital to weather the storm. Look at Tech Resources. And for the love of God, look at the royalty companies like Franco-Nevada or Wheaton Precious Metals. They get paid off the top line before the inflation of diesel costs eats into the miners' profits. Rule number 2, physical disconnect. If you do not hold it, you do not own it. The $11 premium in Shanghai is a warning. Soon, that premium will come to New York. The spot price you see on your screen will become irrelevant. It will be a fictional number used to settle bankrupt paper contracts. The real price will be what you pay to get metal in your hand. Buy physical silver. Buy physical copper, yes. Pre-1920 octic pennies, copper pipe, copper wire. This sounds insane to a normal person, to a historian. It is standard procedure during a currency collapse. Rule number 3, short the just-in-time victims. The companies that rely on complex global supply chains are walking dead. Stay away from fast fashion retailers like H&M or Zara. Their margins are razor thin, and they rely on the cheap shipping that just died in the Red Sea. Stay away from automotive manufacturers heavily exposed to Europe. The energy crisis and the copper shortage will crush them. Rule number 4, resource denial in your own home. Go to your garage, look at your tools, look at your electronics. Everything that contains a microchip or a copper coil is about to become a luxury good. If you need a generator, buy it today. If you need a new laptop for work, buy it today. We are approaching a point where these items will not just be expensive, they will be unavailable. The illusion of abundance is ending. The reality of scarcity is beginning. The prompt for you today is simple. Go to your pantry, go to your garage, count your critical supplies. Tell me in the comments, what is the one specific item, whether it is antibiotics, coffee, or ammunition that you absolutely cannot survive without if the ships stop coming tomorrow? If you have to think about the answer, you are already a casualty. The insurance adjusters have left the building. This is archivist. The protocol is active.